Alright then, we're back. So, after, well, almost 2 complete days really, this conference is slowly coming to an end. Welcome back to us here at the SNF Nostos Pop-Up Radio. I'm George from Radio Padion. With me are...
Sia Mokwena, all the way from South Africa, and we are part of the radio workshop.
Along-wise?
Kalmera, my name is Maschaba Mhlahla, and yes, unfortunately we have reached to our end of journey, but the most important thing, mental health, is our daily bread.
Yeah.
So whatever information that you have gotten from us, keep it in your heart, live with it.
Yeah, so now that I've got you two here, I want you to tell me what do you think your lives are going to be like when you go back home to South Africa?
Sure, that's a very, 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 very nice question. I feel like we are leaving here as different beings, in as much as it might really not be evident today or tomorrow, but it's something that we really are going to take home to know that there's a whole lot of, for example, symptoms that get to show that somebody is having mental-related conditions, or another chance where you can get to know that they actually do need some sort of assistance, you know. And with all of these different aspects, I think it's something that we can actually tap into to get to consider and fly with, you know.
What about you, Maschaba?
Wow, I'm taking so much with me from, you know, you'll remember people about how they treated you. Also, I've learned that there's hope in whatever troubles we are having right now. There's solutions. You don't have to bottle things in your heart. We got people to talk to. It can be your friend. You can get counseling. And most important, I didn't realize that mental health, there's that stigma around mental health that people do not know about it. So I'm taking so much about mental health.
Right, so...
Do you have anything?
Do you? Do you have anything?
I keep my cards close to my chest. But I'll be honest with you. This has been, in unexpected ways, quite a formative experience and informative experience. You learn new things about people around you, even when you don't expect to, and not in the ways you expect to. So that's definitely something I'm taking with me. I'm not going anywhere, though. I just live about 40 minutes from here by foot. So anyway, so we've got an interview lined up with a couple of the people who are part of organising this whole shebang. So we'll go to a jingle or a bit of music and all that, bring them here, and we'll be back in a sec.
SNF Pop-Up Radio.
Now let us imagine that you're in the middle of your disc jockey program.
Hey, listen up, everybody.
It's gonna be so awesome. Yeah.
With the Radio Workshop and Radio Pantheon.
So, to be honest, there are so many people we should thank for supporting us here at the SNF Nostos conference in Athens. 2 of them have joined us now. Rula Siklas is a senior program officer at Stavros Niarchos Foundation, and Anjou Nyakazi is a program officer, yes? So thank you for joining us, ladies. Right,
Thank you so much for him.
The first question we've got. What are the reasons you wanted to include Radio Workshop and Radio Padion at this event?
I don't know, you go ahead first, please.
last year one of our colleagues sent us the first round of description for last year's conference. And Anj and I, as we read it, understood of all the things we wanted to be talking about at the conference, those were all of the elements being captured in Radio Workshop's work. And we thought we should tell our colleagues about Radio Workshop and see if making a connection would bring something of value. And I think that's what happened.
Absolutely. Now that we have come to the end of our mental health conference, how do you feel emotionally?
Wow, that's a very difficult question, but a good one nonetheless. How do I feel emotionally?
Yes.
I feel all sorts of emotions. On one hand, I'm very happy that we're talking about mental health, because for a long time, mental health has been, there's taboo surrounding mental health. People are afraid to speak up when they're not feeling well. So to have this great conference addressing mental health openly, people sharing their most vulnerable selves, for me is a first step in the right direction. Having said that, it also highlights the challenges that we face and how many roads we have to get where we need to be to help people struggling with mental health. So it's a mixture of emotions, in short, to be able to answer your question.
As you have mentioned that a lot of people, they struggle to talk about their mental health. Now as the conference has finally over, what can we do to make people to talk more freely about mental health?
By being honest ourselves.
Being
Before
honest.
talking about others, we need to look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, am I being truthful to myself? Is there something I should hold myself accountable towards that? And by being the examples of ourselves, others in our environment are going to start doing the same thing. So I think before I start talking about others, I need to start by talking about myself. And by being honest with myself, by talking about I am Rwandan, I'm a survivor of a genocide, I come from a long line of persecution, I've had traumas that I didn't want to inherit to my children, and I've seek therapy to be able to address that. By being able to speak that openly, then I'm hoping that I'm giving a chance for those that have been in the same situation as I have to be able to do the same.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
How about you, Rula? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling so grateful and really so inspired. More than any of our previous conferences, I found that this was a topic where people found the most common ground. I've never seen so many connections being made and so many conversations being had as we have at this conference. I think people are finding that shared humanity much more easily in this topic.
Any relief, perhaps? But I'm asking that because, when these things are happening and they're so big and there's just so much going on, there's always something that goes wrong. So did anything go wrong, and how possibly did you deal with that? If you want to tell us, of course, break the illusion a bit.
I am going to push that question back to you. The question is, I think we always have this habit, this is going well, this is going wrong. But in my opinion, when you're talking about something going wrong, it's an opportunity to be able to do something better. Because you can imagine organizing a conference as this one, there's so many things I need to fill at the same time. So as you've seen me for the last 2 days, I've been running around with my colleague Katerina trying to make sure that everything is done. There are some things we were able to do seamlessly, others we needed to more support to be able to do it. So I feel like I don't want to use the word wrong, but I think we need to give ourselves grace, we need to be compassionate with others to be able to do something. Sometimes it takes more than, that's why they say it takes a village to raise a child. We need the support to be able to do our work collectively in an effective manner, in a compassionate way as well. That's how I respond to that. Thank you.
That's a good answer, I think.
That's a good answer.
What about you? Have you got a better one? Can you one-up her?
What did you face?
Well, if it is true that there might be room for improvement, we certainly want to hear about it. So we've been getting some feedback from our attendees, and we hope that after the conference they can pull us aside and give us some more feedback.
Okay.
We'll be open to that.
Okay.
What do you love to do differently next year in the coming conference? Yes.
That's a good question. One that I haven't really thought about yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it now.
Well, to make it easy for you, what would you have done differently for this one?
For this one?
I think that it's already behind us. I'd like to think about the next one. And the reason why, because one thing that I'm very happy about this conference is I'm seeing more young people.
Yes.
And I think this is by far amazing to see you and many other young people here that are being given a voice to be able to express the many concerns they have toward as it is today. And I hope that the other conferences to come, more young people be given a voice and to be able to see, basically to work for the world that they want to see for themselves and that of their children. I think that's one of the main things we should really think about is that as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do you agree with that?
I
Nothing to add.
100% agree. Thank you.
So,
Ange.
do you perhaps have any, closing remarks, final thoughts to leave with us and also any listeners?
The takeaway that I can take back to South Africa.
I am a big fan of your country.
Thank
And
you.
its history. I'm African myself, so you can imagine 1994 holds a special meaning in my heart.
African Queen. I see that. Thank you.
So, and with that in mind, I was very happy to see many South Africans, many Zimbabwean, many other from Africa here. And as far as I would say, have a step back to our motherland, first and foremost. And it has been an absolute pleasure to have you. Lula and I are a big fan of the work that the Radio Workshop does. I mean, we've been talking about your work for years now. So to see you actually here in itself it's amazing. So we're very happy to be here, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak today.
And please come back.
Yes, well, definitely.
please.
That relies on you. So, thank you very much for joining
Thank
us
you
for
so
this
much.
final little interview. We'll go to another bit of music, and then we'll go into the final hour of the conference. So, stay tuned.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Στο SNF Nostos ακούτε το SNF Pop-Up Radio από το Radio Workshop και το Radio Pantheon, όπου λέμε ιστορίες που επανεστιάζουν και κάνουν focus στην ψυχική υγεία.
So, we're back. You're going to be hearing our wonderful voices one more time.
Once more time.
Yeah, you might have noticed Sia's back on the mic as well.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that before we go, it's been quite the experience. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't miss it. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Yeah.
Once again, honestly, I think I concur with you. It really has been a pretty beautiful experience. I mean, Athens is great. We need to say that first. And yeah, getting to meet a whole lot of fantastic, different, opinionated people. I think this is also one of the things I'm definitely taking back home with me. The fact that we literally are doing something about mental health. It's pretty late, quite frankly. I mean, these kind of conversations are conversations we could have been having a long time ago. But progress is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Well, my family, I'm taking a lot. I have learned so much in these 3 days I had here. Mostly, one thing that I'm taking here about what I have learned about the people here is that they got so much love to offer. You know, like you talk with a person like you have known me for a very while. You can vent out. I've made friends in just like a minute, and then we talk about a lot of things. A mental health conference like this one, it clearly opened my mind. I explored a lot of emotions, a lot of pains. And one thing I have realized is that mental health affects each and every one of us. Whether you are in South Africa, whether you are here in Athens, whether in Mozambique, we are all equal. We are all humans at the end of the day. And mental health, it is us. And I have learned that, out of everything, be kind, be you, and love yourself. That's it. Bye.
No, not bye yet. You're hurrying. You're hurrying. Anyway, we need to make a couple of announcements first. First of all, head to the Stavros Niarchos Hall to listen to the President Andreas Dracopoulos and his closing remarks, and Valerie Biden-Owens as well before that. I'm hurrying now. And of course, at night, we've got the final day of the SNF release SNF Nostos /Release Festival with Susie and Interpol headlining at the 2 stages. And other than that, I think we've got to say thank you on behalf of Radio Workshop and Radio Pantheon. Thank you for listening in these past 2 days. We hope you've enjoyed this conference as much as we have and learned some valuable lessons about mental health and taking care of your own mental health. For now, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yes, goodbye,
Proper
goodbye,
job.
family. Thank you so much. We love you.
My name is Untabela Manjani. I'm a youth reporter at Akharing FM 90.0. Mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive.